it is Kitty Blue. It is December the 17th. I am going to be doing a body comparison, which is why right now you only see legs. So I wanted to put out a warning there that because this is a BJD body comparison, there will be doll nudity. So if you are offended by doll nudity of any kind, please stop the video now and go check out some of my other videos. Okay, so we're going to get started. All of the dolls in front of me are dolls from Bobobi, Resinsoul, and Garden of Dolls. I included the Garden of dolls in this group because Resinsoul does create Garden of Dolls for that company, and they share like the same resin colors, but their body is different. So I wanted to show that comparison just to give you an idea of a different company doll, if you can find it, that can go really well with the Resinsoul heads, and they can have the same skin colors or resin colors, but slightly different body. So we're going to start from the left to the right, or my left meaning this doll over here in the normal skin color. This is a Bobobi Sprite, I believe. She is on the immature Bobobi body. I did have a mature Bobobi body. I unfortunately sold it, so I couldn't include it in this video. But eventually I will be getting another one in a fantasy color. So, as you can tell just by looking at it, the Bobobi body, this one right here, has a more kind of straight kind of body, a little bit chunky, not so much detail as far as like smoothness of curves and things like that, and not as slim as you will see on these other Resinsoul dolls. So we're just going to take a closer look. It has a three-part torso, and the knee, I believe the knees are double jointed. Yeah, the knees are double jointed. It has a peanut on the back. The arms have an actual ball joint that is in the elbow, so this is pretty much all you're going to get from this, unless you wire them, and then you would be able to kind of have the hand up like this. If you'll notice, her hands are floppy right now because I put hooks in them, and I need to put smaller hooks in, because originally Bobobi and Resinsoul dolls both did not come with hooks in the hands. They were just strung with elastic, so that's an older body. Okay, so next one after that is a Garden of Dolls. She is in the lilac color right here. She does have a very gray tinge to her, so that was what was happening with the lilac color, is it was turning gray. This one still has just a tinge of pink, or purple, I'm sorry. It's showing more purple on the video than what it is in real life. I can tell that just by looking at my phone screen. But for example, this girl right here that looks like she's gray there in the center, she actually used to be in the lilac color. So she yellowed pretty bad, and is, I mean, I shouldn't say bad because I like the color. The color is a nice gray. It's a little bit darker than the normal gray, but it is lighter than the dark gray. So it's a nice difference just to have her in the collection. I got her secondhand, so she was already pretty yellowed when I got her. Anyways, back to the Garden of Doll here in the lilac. The Garden of Dolls doll was has a two-part torso, similar to the Resinsoul two-part torso, but you can see that she's a bit wider. I really like this body. It's a really nice body. I like the look of it, just because it's different and it's not as slim as Resinsoul, even though I do like the Resinsoul like slim bodies. It has a double joint in the elbow and in the knee. The knee is hidden. You'll be able to see it in the back. I'm kind of afraid to move these dolls and do a domino effect here. But she can, her arm's pretty decent. I think I might have her hot glue sueded. So hot glue sueding and sometimes wires can get a lot of great posability out of these dolls. So yeah, like I said, 2-part torso. The feet are a little bit, just a tad. Actually, they might be the same size as Resinsoul. Maybe a tad like thicker. But so that is Garden of Dolls. That is one of their sculpts, the head sculpt. So that is not a Resinsoul doll head. But I do have 2 dolls that are on this body. One in a green color. I just didn't want to strip her clothes off. I had this one was already didn't have any clothes on, so I popped her into the video. But I have a Resinsoul head on one of these bodies in green and then one in white. So next we have, she is in a light tan. This is the single jointed body that comes default on May, Faye, Lou, and Lan. I'm sure I probably just missed one of them, but it is a single joint, so you are only going to get about that much on their arms. With wiring, you can get them, obviously, to move their arms a little bit more. I do have one doll that's wired, and it works really well. But it has the 2-part torso there. So that is the difference. So moving on, we're going to go to the yellow one. That is actually, I actually dyed that one. It is not a custom color from Resinsoul. I dyed that. This was before Resinsoul actually did custom colors. So she has a Bobobie pixie head on, but it is the Lee body, L-I. And if you watched the boy video, the joints that are in this are not quite double jointed. The bottom part is cupped, and the top part has like the ball part. So it's not quite double jointed, so you're not going to get as much posability in this either. It's pretty much almost the same as the single joint, although sometimes you can get this to move over to the side. It's kind of hard to do with one hand. I can get her arm to move in different positions. Again, with wiring, much better, but you're not going to be able to maneuver the hand to stay up this way unless you kind of hook it under her face like that. It has the 3-part torso, and with the Lee body, it has a small bust. I'll kind of do it from this angle so that you can see. This is the small bust, and this is the larger bust. The knees are the same way. They have the ball on top, and underneath is a cup that fits into the bottom part of the leg. So it doesn't make it really technically double jointed. But it's still a nice improvement from the other one. Okay, so next, which looks like gray, but it is a old lilac yellowed body, is the Resinsoul Wrong. And she has the big bust. Like I said, they share the exact same body. Lee and Wrong share the same body. The bust is just different. And you'll see a few dolls down here in the red. She's got the same body as well, but with hoofed feet. But we'll get to her. So you can also see the differences of like different elf ears and everything, which is really cool. So there's a lot of different sculpts, and you can like switch the heads around on girl or boy bodies. So that is her, the exact same body. Okay, next we have this green. This is a custom green that I had requested for my orc doll. It is showing very saturated and very bright on my screen. She's definitely a dark green. similar to what you see, but not as saturated color-wise. And of course, when I get in closer, it even gets more brighter. So this body that she is on is actually a modified Tang body. I asked them if they could, if there was any possibility of modding the torso into a girl body, but leaving the muscular like Tang and Tang arms and legs. So that is what that is. If you notice, she does have a peanut joint. I requested this specifically after seeing that the new She and Zune and Zen bodies all have like this new double joint peanut, which are going to be this iridescent doll here and the dark brown doll. These are like much huger joints. I think they probably could have gotten away with something a little bit more or less excessive in a smaller peanut, but it does work. As you can see, let me get it away from her face. She can fold her arm in. It's going to be, actually she's doing pretty decent with it like that as well. So it does add some posability to the sculpt. It does have a tendency though to want to snap up at times and kind of go off to the side. So I haven't hot glue sueded this or anything like that. I just got her 2 days ago, so I haven't had time to work with her. But yeah, as I said, she is, they modified a Tang body, which is the newer boy body. And they modified the bust and the torso. This doesn't have as much definition and muscles as the Tang body. I think it's very similar in looks to the Dawn upper body on the Centaur. I did not include the Centaur in this, A, because I didn't, one, I didn't have the room to put them all up on this table, and it's kind of, you know, trying to compare a, you know, two-legged doll to a Centaur doll. It's just not, there's not really that much comparison because it's a completely different type of doll. So yes, that is a completely custom doll that I had Resinsoul make for a character of mine. She is an orc, so they created the tusks on her face and the ears. Okay, so the next two dolls are the newer bodies with the, I'll try and see it, you can, hard to see, but on the transparent one, but on the dark brown one you can see that that joint is a peanut. So it does have a nice posability to it. The biggest difference in these two is the they're exactly the same body except for the bust. I actually asked this clear, this blue transparent. The iridescent look is actually blushing that they put on it. So the actual color of the doll is a transparent blue. You can see it kind of from her head cap. So it's just completely blue, but it looks iridescent because of the blushing they put on her. But I requested a small bust. I wanted something kind of similar to the Lee bust as far as like the smallness of it. So they did mod the bust on that for me. And the one in dark brown is the Zune body. And it does have a large bust. As you can see, right next to it is a Yao body, which is also the same as the bust on Wrong in the gray. Old Lilac, I mean. But you can definitely tell that the June XUN bust is definitely much, much bigger than the Wrong bust. So if you want a bust that is quite a bit bigger than the others, then I would definitely suggest this body. Okay, so like I said, those two are exactly the same bodies, the same joints. It has the peanut joint in the legs as well that improve somewhat the posability. The leg usually wants to snap backwards, so definitely some hot glue sweating will probably help with that. Okay, next we have, like I said, the Yao body, Y-A-O. And this is a custom red color that I had requested for this particular character. So this body, like I mentioned earlier, is the exact same body at upper body and arms as the Li and the Rong, but it has the hoofed feet. So it still has the three-part torso. It still has the same cup joints in the arms. The only difference is the legs are hoofed legs. So lastly, we have in mint green, and that is a custom mint green that I had requested. That is the Twilight head, but it is discontinued. However, they have the Dawn head, which is the exact same head. It just doesn't have the fangs on the face. But this is the girl dragon body that they created. So the upper bust, or the torso, the whole entire torso is similar to the Zen and She body, but it's just a different bust size. So that's kind of like, I would say, you know, in comparison to, well, this is a custom bust, so I can't really compare that because that's something I had requested. So this is definitely a smaller bust size than what the Zune is. So as you can see, let me just scroll out here. As you can see, the dragon body is definitely a bit taller than the Yao body on the hoofed legs. So she's taller. They have her listed at 45 centimeters. I would have to measure her exactly to let you know. But she has the exact same peanut joints in the arms. The only difference, again, is the legs. She has these lovely shaped legs and these dragon claws, or talon feet, however you would like to say it. So that is my group of MSD 1/4 scale BJDs from Bobobi, Garden of Dolls, and Resinsoul. So I hope it's informative to some people that are kind of curious about the Resinsoul dolls and Bobobi. And even though like a good portion of this group is custom colors, it definitely gives you an idea on the shapes of the bodies. So thank you so much for watching. Please feel free to ask any questions or post any comments. And I will try at some point to do maybe some posability kind of videos before I get all these dolls clothed. But we will see. That'll depend on time. So thank you so much for watching. Take care. Have a great day.